I wonder if Tide Pods have a podcast.
Ooh, that's a good question. Cold open.
Tide Pod Podcast. Welcome to the Tide Podcast.
Tide Podcast. Tide Podcast.
Welcome to the Tide Podcast.
Maybe we should have called our show the Tide Podcast.
Well, you're probably getting sued.
Well, but not
If we were
right
from the
away.
generation that ate the Tide Pods, I think that would make more sense.
Yes,
but
that's
we're
true.
not.
What about the Tripod Cast?
That's funny.
That would have been good.
Why didn't we think of that?
I don't know, because failing made a lot more sense.
It did. There's probably already a Tripod Cast out there.
You think so?
I don't know.
And it's kind of like, you know, me and you and Ashley were on the show,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a tripod.
Tripod Cast. Do you think that anybody would notice if we changed our name now?
Yeah, all four of them would go, wow, you changed your name. It was a lot harder to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they actually went looking for us, we'd know they were real fans.
But then I'd have to change the intro to our music to say, the Tide Podcast, instead of, the Failing Podcast.
So can I
Whatever it is.
say something about our theme song?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was born in the 90s. So I'll hear things in our podcast theme song, which I know very well, but I'll hear things outside of it later on, and I'll go, that's from our podcast theme.
Hey.
Wow. Look,
Wow.
Educated.
look at us educating
So,
the
yeah,
new
there's
generation.
there are a lot of little tidbits in that intro.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of them.
A lot.
Like if you listen to it, like right now.
Welcome.
Fresh out the box. Stop. Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's
The Failing Podcast.
Eat my short.
Goodbye.
Did you hear him? Did you hear all the tidbits?
I did. I knew them all.
Me too. All little pieces of our childhood.
Yep.
Yeah, very personalized opening there.
So tell me how you feel about bananas.
Well, I don't like the way the word is spelled. I'm just going to throw that out there right away.
Right.
Um,
Is there a reason?
well, it feels like there should be more N's than there are.
Bananas. Bananas. Bananas.
Should be Bannann.
I don't even know when that phrase came. The bananas. Is it like a jumping rope song or?
It's go bananas.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's like,
Like it crazy.
Yeah, cheerleaders say it. Go bananas. Right?
I have no idea. That was that. I'm trying.
I just wanted to see how you felt about, particularly how you feel about bananas.
I think they're delicious. I don't like the way the word's spelled.
Did you know that some people don't think bananas are delicious?
Well, maybe when they're a little green, they're not so good.
Well, my wife likes them when they're green. She likes them better when they're green.
Yeah.
I'm like the more yellow, not quite brown, but even a little brown.
Like if there's maybe a couple little spots on it.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, then
Nice
you
and
know
Sweet.
that's a ripe banana.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have some insight?
I was born in the 90s, and I kind of am with Micah, though. I like the, like, not like green, but like kind of green, fresh,
So
like
if it's
little
like
crunch.
crunchy, no, can't do that.
had a
I
banana-
want to peel it open and I want it to fall out like baby sauce.
Oh my.
No, I'm just kidding.
Did you know that bananas aren't actually ripe until they're brown?
Yeah, baby sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's when they're
Oh,
technically
really?
ripe. Yeah. I read that somewhere.
So Luke fact.
Yeah.
At banana school.
I mean, 90% of the time when they're brown, they're definitely ripe. So, did you know? So we had an old preacher that would swear that bananas.
That would swear.
Gasp. We maybe
He swore?
that might not have been the right place to pause. We had an old preacher that hated bananas so much he said that it was absolutely the forbidden fruit.
Wow.
Could you
Wow.
That was
imagine?
a bold statement.
I mean, that's yeah, and a lot of people think it's an apple.
Well, they just assume.
They just assumed. I don't.
What fruit comes to mind when you think of when somebody says fruit? What automatically pops into your head? Maybe this is something that we should ask people and just kind of do
I don't know.
a study.
I feel like I need to reset. Like
I-
I need to.
Yeah,
clear
like
my-
we've been
my-
talking about
we've been
bananas. We
talking-
talked about apples.
I feel like apple would be the first thing that came to most people in America's mind. But like if you asked in India, it would probably be like not an apple.
I feel like they would eat dates.
Yeah, that
Dates
sounds
seems
right.
like an India.
Well, so and that's
fruit.
the thing. I mean, like, okay, so you think about
Is a date a fruit?
you
or
think
is that a
about
nut? Pretty
Adam
sure
and
it's a
Eve
fruit.
in the Garden of Eden,
Uh-huh.
right? And we imagine that's probably somewhere around the Tigris River, like
Sure.
where the Garden of Eden actually was.
I'm going to take your word for that.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, like, I don't know that apples would have been indigenous to that region. Do you feel like
Well, in the garden,
right?
wasn't everything there?
I don't know. I don't think that God said particularly that every kind of fruit was made available in the garden.
He didn't, but he didn't not say that either. And if we're talking about perfection,
Sure. I mean, I can understand that it was the perfect place, which is why our old preacher would say, well, see, now therein lies the problem. If it was the perfect place and there were bananas, could it have been perfect?
it depends on how ripe the bananas were.
I guess.
Yes, I mean, yes, this is the tree of wisdom, right? Like it was
Yeah,
part
tree
of
of
Eden.
knowledge,
It had to
yeah.
knowledge of good and evil.
Right. Now, I think, ho-hum. I think, though,
tomato.
I mean, we can easily say that God intentionally put that tree there
In the perfect place.
in the perfect place, knowing that it served a purpose. It was the purpose of not to be eaten.
right.
So so maybe, but you'd think a banana hanging from the tree, usually those are in bushels. I just don't know that it would necessarily be the fruit hanging from the tree.
It seems like it would be a singular fruit.
I'm thinking like a mango.
Really?
I like mangoes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the apple that the witch gave to Snow White.
What if it is?
What if it is?
What? What if the fruit of wisdom is marijuana?
Wait, you told me, or I said wisdom, and you told me earlier that
Knowledge.
it was knowledge.
Well, that's the
And
joke.
marijuana is a flower, not a fruit.
Probably
is
not.
It really?
Yeah, technically.
You know a lot more about marijuana than Ashley and I do, apparently.
Well, I've smoked a lot of it.
Oh.
Oh. Going back on the banana.
That's not true.
Not true, folks. You heard it here first.
Ashley, you're going to have to edit that out.
Going back to the banana road. I don't like artificial banana flavors.
Circus peanuts, banana
They're
flavored.
terrible.
I like them.
Hey,
I think they're great.
You know what I like?
Mhm.
Banana splits.
Do you know what I like? Banana runts. You know?
Do you
I'm
know what
talking
I
about?
like?
Mhm.
Banana bread.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, I just was curious about your thoughts on bananas.
Thank you for bringing that up for some reason.
Oh, I was supposed to be cold open,
And it
but like
turned into
every
a segment.
but like every cold open, we go on for way too long.
Okay.
So Ben, what do you think? I just had a feeling you'd want to say something. Cold
Well, you-
open, Ben. What do you think?
You started on
Yep, we're done. We're done. Don't even say a thing about bananas because that's the old episode. Ben, what do you think?
well,
Don't you have 100 things that you'd
I
like
don't know.
to talk
You
about
put me on the spot. I'm
right now?
I'm
There's
blank.
Don't you have a dozen things that you'd like to say?
I normally wait until you write something
Uh-huh.
for me to talk about, and then I talk about something else.
Okay.
Did you write anything?
Well, I wrote, Ben, what do you think? Because I figured you would have something.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, I normally do.
Okay, I got something. Do you remember all lime Skittles?
What? That was a thing?
I don't. I don't remember that. They had a whole package full of lime.
A whole
Skittles.
package full of nothing but lime Skittles in the 90s. All lime Skittles.
That sounds terrible. Like, why wouldn't they go with the purple ones?
I
Or
don't-
the
I'm
red?
pretty sure that's. I imagine at one point in time they did some sort of survey, and only people that liked lime Skittles were the ones that answered the survey, and therefore all lime Skittles became a thing for a very, very, very short period of time.
I object. Skittles manufacturers.
Do you remember when we got
Your
to?
son got Skittles at the movie theater, and I snuck them away from him and took a handful.
Yes, I remember you doing that. That was
He never noticed.
an uncle move.
It was a really big bag of Skittles.
Ben,
Uncle Tax.
do you remember when we got to vote on which M&M color was going to be added to M&Ms?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember what colors were there first?
Yes.
Okay.
Orange, yellow, green, and brown.
Is that
And
right?
red. Orange, red, yellow, green, and brown.
And then we got to vote. Now, this was a big deal.
It was.
Yes.
It was a nationwide
A
thing.
nationwide thing. And I remember being with Mom as she let us
how
choose.
they did it. Was it on
You had
a
to-
phone, or did you have to mail it in? I want to say you called a
It was
number.
a call. Yeah, it was a number. You called
you
a
punched the
number
button
and you
that you
punched the
wanted.
button for the one. And because Mom helped us, like she'd dial the number for us and wait till it came, and
I
we
think
got
that's
to
the way
vote.
it was. Yeah, I remember that.
And there were some colors to choose from. Do you remember?
I remember what color got picked, but I think everybody knows what color got picked based off of the blue.
It was
Based off
blue.
of what?
Blue got picked.
What's
I
in
think
there?
I want to say purple was the one that we voted for. I want to say it was purple. Now I kind of want to look it up. Can you look up, Ashley? Look up M&M's color choice in the 90s.
Contest. Right?
Yeah, it was a color choice contest in the 90s.
In 1995, fans voted to swap the beige buttons with blue M&Ms.
Beige buttons.
It's the beige M&Ms.
The beige
to swap
M&M?
the beige M&M with the blue M&M. Mars changed the colors from its flagship candy several times over the years, including for seasonal promotions. Today, purple joins the lineup of red, yellow, orange, green, blue, and brown. I haven't seen. Oh, purple is one of the.
Purple and pink, I think, were the other colors to pick from.
Is that what it says?
Was. Yeah,
That's what it
M&M's commercial. Here's the commercial. I found it.
So we voted for purple.
National election is taking place. Your vote can make a difference. Pink, purple, blue. Vote for the new M&M's color and give America's chocolate a brighter future.
1-800-FUN-COLOR to give your America a bright future. And we took it upon ourselves to vote. I imagine there are other people out there queuing if you voted for the right color. Like most elections, the person I voted for did not win purple. So we voted purple. We thought I would go in and mix best with the batch, and it did not go.
What do I think?
What do
Well,
you think?
I think a lot of things.
Okay.
I just got back from vacation.
Yeah.
I took my boys, my wife and I took our boys on a Carnival cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And there were pieces of it that were really fun.
Yeah.
There were other pieces of it that weren't so much fun. Namely, the parts where I got to hang out with Shonda were really fun, and the parts where my boys were involved weren't.
Oh.
Oh.
Was it just because we
We just went to a dark place, people.
kids on vacation are always an interesting.
No, I'm just kidding. My kids were they were actually really well behaved for the most part. But I'll tell you, taking kids on vacation is exhausting.
It's not a vacation
No.
for you. It's a vacation for the kids.
Yeah, it's so much. It is. The trip is all about them, and they know it.
Yeah.
Like they take advantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're lucky. You only have 2.
that's true. You've got a whole herd.
Well, people always wonder why we just go to the lake for our vacations. It's 3 hours away.
I don't wonder.
Well, and that's exactly why. Because we know exactly what we're going to get. We know exactly what we're going to get into. Kids know exactly what they're going to get, exactly what they're going to have when they're there. And there is none of this tug of war, push, shove. I want this. He wants that. Which way do we go? One wants to ride Space Mountain. One wants to ride Splash
we
Mountain.
came back, and I think we're both very happy to be home.
Yeah.
One weird thing that's still happening.
Okay.
We still have sea legs. Like Shonda specifically. It's been 3 days, and she still feels like the boat is underneath her.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're weird.
An interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if others feel that way after a cruise. Is that a pretty normal
I
thing?
don't know.
Hmm.
It is really hot in here.
It
I'm
is.
sitting here just like melting.
Yeah, we're
I
melting.
could open this door. Those mics are good enough.
Yeah, that would probably be good.
Okay.
So, Ben, what do you think?
Can we move on?
When we were young, we loved to roller skate.
No, we didn't.
Oh,
We rollerbladed.
we rollerbladed.
There's a difference.
Right.
There
roller
is?
skate. Yeah.
Oh,
Roller skate, 2 up front, 2 in the back. Rollerblade, 1 line.
Got
one
it.
blade.
A blade.
Much cooler.
I feel like rollerblades like became very popular, as we were growing up. I don't think that they were popular in the early 80s or anything
because
along
they
those
didn't
lines.
exist.
When did inline skates start in the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah, the blades started around probably 92-ish.
Would you check that, Ashley,
Yes, I
when
will.
rollerblades started?
the idea of rollerblades came before roller skates. Inline skates were created in the early 1700s when a Dutch person attached wooden spools to strips of wood and nailed them to his shoes. 1983, Scott Olson founded Rollerblade Inc., and the term rollerblading meant the sport of inline skating because Rollerblade Inc. was the only manufacturer of inline skates for a long time. And then in 1989, they produced the macro and aeroblade models. In 1990, they switched to a glass-reinforced thermoplastic resin for their skates. In 1993, they developed the ABT or active brake technology.
Well,
I don't know what it is. I just know that they got real popular there.
They
in the
got
early
real
So,
90s.
I mean,
popular.
right around that time frame, though.
yeah, 1990s that they became a big deal again.
In fact, all the skate rinks had roller skates, but you had to bring your own roller blades.
Right. That's because the rental skates were still there.
Right.
But you brought your own rollerblades. Honestly, if you were on skates at a skate rink, forget about it.
Come on.
Yeah. Of course,
You
now
ain't finding anybody couple skate with.
yeah, there ain't nobody there that's gonna couple skate you, unless you're one of those trick skaters that can do like some crazy moves on. But really, those people just kind of were thought of as weird as well. So I don't.
Have you seen that Malcolm in the Middle episode with Hal?
Oh my gosh, so funny. So, okay, well, I remember us getting our first pair of rollerblades when we were kids. There's great video footage out there of us with pillows belted to our bottoms,
Right.
to make sure that when we fell on our rollerblades, that we had something
Nice,
soft,
cushy landing.
soft to land on. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was a great one. And
Yeah.
in fact, we should probably patent that.
Well, you would think that the cushy landing that God gave us would be enough.
But especially with a Garrison booty. Well endowed in the booty area.
Right.
Yeah. That said, I think that it ushered in, roller skating rinks were really, really, really popular, all like from like 60s generation on. But I think that there was a new push that kind of came forward into the 90s because rollerblades became really popular, and that kind of kept things going. And I was thinking about like rollerblade experiences of going to like Skate City. Do you remember Skate City?
Yeah. Skate World.
Yeah. Was it Skate World?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Skate World was here in Ponca.
Skate World was here in Ponca. Skate City was in California.
Right.
And our older cousin Chris worked at Skate
Yes,
City.
he did. He had one of those referee shirts.
And we just thought he was so cool.
we thought it was a pretty cool job.
Yeah, because he got to rollerblade all day.
I asked him about it one time, and he said, well, your feet kind of hurt at the end of the day. I said, well, that makes sense. You're
Yeah.
out there refereeing all these ruffians trying
Yeah.
to do laps. And
Yep. Hold hands with a girl when they had the opportunity.
that was the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple skate.
Do you remember
That was the big time.
Do you remember that movie with Sinbad, where there was the kid?
First Kid.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's a scene in First Kid where they're skating around the skating rink, and the kid from Home Improvement, the one that plays Brad, is like the jerk. Do you remember?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And the first kid, he's with Sinbad. Sinbad's
His
his
bodyguard.
protection detail.
Yeah, because he is he's the president's son.
Right. And Sinbad's sole job is to keep him safe, but he's not allowed to go to this party.
Right.
And he wants to see what's going on.
He wants to
so
keep him
Sinbad
safe.
dresses him up as a giant slice of pizza.
Sinbad dresses up as a giant slice of pizza.
Is it Sinbad that dresses up as a... Oh, yeah.
No, no,
You're right.
no.
You're right. Sinbad was the pizza. The kid had a wig on or something like that. Some sunglasses.
he had some disguise on, and Sinbad was this gigantic piece of pizza skating around the rink. And so when the kid sees that his girl, the one that he really likes,
Is about to couple skate.
is well, she does. She's looking for him. Like, oh man, I really wish he would have.
I can't believe he
I
didn't.
can't believe he didn't come to my birthday.
to the president of the United
And-
States' son.
So of course, Brad, the jerk in the movie,
a
swoops
jerk.
in, right, and is like, "Hey, you want a couple skate with me?" And so then they kind of swoop in there to do the couple skating, right? And boy, I mean,
It wasn't a serious couple skate relationship,
No.
though. They did the hand cup.
right.
Like they
Oh,
didn't
yes.
intertwine.
And,
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot to be said about the intertwine versus the cup.
That's a difference.
Friends cup,
Friends cup.
boyfriend girlfriend intertwine, or
Right.
romantically, they intertwine. Of course, my wife only holds my finger whenever she holds my hand. It's very strange.
So did my babies.
Yeah,
That's
that's that might be a different issue.
a very little.
Yeah. It's a
How
contact
small is
thing.
your wife's hand?
She has very small pinkies. I don't know where we went.
I mean, I could see you going like finger to pinky. Like
Yeah.
she literally holds your first finger.
Sometimes she'll just hold my first finger or my second finger, but her palms get
Do you
sweaty
remember
and it
what
makes
used to
herself
happen
calm.
when our Do you remember what used to happen when our uncle made us hold his first finger?
Yes. I don't think that's what's happening in this situation. Anyway,
Sorry.
if you haven't seen First Kid, you should watch it with your kids tonight if you get an opportunity.
Yeah, it is a good one for
it's a
kids.
it's a great
I think
90s
it's
throwback.
funny.
Yeah, and Sinbad's funny.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job.
Yeah. The 90s phrase of the day is I put the screw in the tuna.
I put the screw in the. Wow, I really put the screw in the tuna this time, folks.
I put the screw in the tuna. It is a way of saying you've decided to fess up.
You decided to fess up?
Yep. I put the screw in the tuna. I'm fessing up. It was me. I put the screw in the tuna. This phrase.
I feel like I remember this.
Yeah, it was made popular on the show Kenan and Kel.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Was there an episode about putting a screw in
He
tuna?
put a screw in the tuna.
They were going to win a lawsuit, right?
He put the screw in the tuna. He put the screw in the, remember, because then Kenan was mad because he thought he was going to win this huge lawsuit.
Well,
over
they
the
were
screw in the
offering him
tuna.
money, and then Kale came out on the stand, right?
Yeah, right at the end. I put the screw in the
I
tuna.
put the screw in the tuna.
And what's the other popular phrase from Kenan and Kel?
Kale loves orange soda.
Kale loves orange soda. Is it true?
I do. Who?
See you next week.
The following podcast
Eat my short.
Goodbye.